Hi, Model Chili here, and in this video I'm just having a quick look back at my latest build, which is the AFV Club's Churchill Mk.III from the Dieppe Raid in 1:35 scale. And this particular tank is from the 9 Troop B Squadron 14th Canadian Army Tank Regiment. That was the part of the Canadian forces that were involved in the beach invasion. All the Churchills were unfortunately lost or captured by the Germans, so it was a somewhat disastrous campaign, but a lot of the lessons learnt and the landings were applied later on to D-Day, so it wasn't a complete waste. But as you can see here, it's outfitted with all the equipment for driving through the water, so you've got intakes for the engine and exhaust, and so for the weathering I've done a sort of greyish wet sand look to build up along the wheels and splashed up the side of the hull there. So I kept it fairly light, and did a Vallejo. What I found quite useful was if I could find it, this Vallejo oiled earth wash. So that's got earth and sort of oil, black, dark colours. As you can see, it's quite a mix. You have to shake up a lot, but that was quite good at achieving a sort of brownish wet look along the hull. So you can sort of see that the waves and the water has been splashing up and down, leaving the streaks and the washes down the side of the hull. So that was a nice fit for the overall brown colour, which according to sources that I've looked up, the Churchills involved in this campaign were a brownish colour. Not green as depicted on the box art or khaki as indicated in the instructions. It was quite a brown colour, and so I mixed up some of the paints I had available to try and get a close match. I mean, there's no colour references, so I just had to guess really. So it may not be 100% accurate, but I mean it's brownish, so they'll do me. And for the tracks, it was quite simple really. It was just painted them in a brownish rust colour, and then dry brushed with gunmetal to get the silver look, and then just applied the oiled earth wash over the top. So that gives a nice sort of rusty / used look on the tracks. And if you're familiar with these AFV Club Churchills, then you'll know the suspension is fully workable. So each wheel is attached to a spring, so that makes it nice and bouncy. The tracks could be engineered to be fully movable as well, because the tracks are fully workable as well, but I've glued the front and back sprockets, so this track isn't moving on this one. The tracks themselves are quite easy. There's only 2 parts per link, and they attached fairly easily, so it only took me about an hour to do each track, so it wasn't too bad. And not much cleanup either once they're off the sprue. So looking at the front, you can see the regiment badges on the front there. This tank's called Blossom, and it was number 9 of the tanks that were involved. The one in the box was number 13. You can actually look up photos of this particular tank, but the ones that I've seen were without the intakes there, which were released via this quick cable release mechanism down in there. So I've replaced the kit, had moulded the wires that came out from here, which were a bit warped and a bit thick, and I didn't think they looked very good, so I've just used a small rods of sprue that I've bought, that are cut back and shaped, and then very carefully glued them to the attach hooks and the attach points, and then glued them to the central attachment there. So it was a little bit fiddly, but I think the think it looked a lot better than the kits version. And as far as the overall weathering, I tried to keep the chipping to a minimum, since the Churchills were quite new at the time of this invasion, so I didn't want them to look too bashed up. And I rusted up the exhaust pipes at the back, just with a light application of pigments, just to give it a textured look. And along the back, more of the same badges on the back. A bit more of the caked up sand gathering up in that slot there. And I guess the only tricky part of the decals were these this coloured decal here. Had to fit over this massive rivet, which really wasn't going to work. I mean, even if I got it to conform with Microsol, it was still going to leave the edges a bit warped, so I just cut out that hole, put the decal in, and then painted over that rivet so it kind of blends in. And yeah, so quite happy with the result. I guess my major issues were getting the colour right, getting the weathering right, and just the fact that I didn't really have any reference photos as to what these actually looked like. I mean, I think there's supposed to be some sort of canvas that covers up all the hatches and the holes at the top. Since on the box art you can kind of see there's some sort of line here that indicates some sort of canvas that's draping over the top of the turret. So that's not included on my version. Yeah, just little things like that. But I just bought this. When I bought this, I wasn't intending to do to attach all the vents on it all. I just wanted a nice, solid looking Churchill tank. But as I built it up, I thought, you know, why not? I've got the parts, I might as well use them. So it ended up how it is now. And yeah, so as I said, I'm quite happy with the result. It's quite a fun build up. Again, I mean, really fun to paint in weather, as tanks usually are. And yeah, so let me know what you think. If there's anyone out there who knows definitely what colour these Churchills were, I'd be interested to know what particular shade of brown, or even if they were green, and what extra bits that I'm missing, because I'm actually quite interested in building more of these Churchills from AFV Club. I mean, I've always been interested in Churchill tanks, and there's quite a few different versions of them you can buy. So yeah, I'll keep my eye out for any more of those. But yeah, so that's another nice beefy tank I can add to my collection. And so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed looking at that. There's a link to some photos in the video description, which just links off to my blog, so you can check out some of the photos there. And yeah, so again, let me know what you think. I'm always interested to hear your feedback, both positive and negative. And I do apologise for not including a build with this video. It was just one of those builds that I did in such small chunks, I didn't really think about or have time to set up the camera and get all the lighting right. So it just kind of got away with me a bit, and before I knew it I was pretty much done. So it's just a retrospective look. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.